Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window and a nice day out there today. We did see a few more clouds than yesterday, but temperatures did warm up a little bit. High pressure off the Pacific coast is building. We'll talk more about that coming up in your weather segment, but not a bad day all in all around. And here's a look at your week ahead. It looks nice Wednesday. Tomorrow with temperatures in the 80s. We're talking middle 80s, maybe a few mountain showers, but boy, not much. Even some evening showers around the Canadian border for Thursday, once again in the mid 80s. And we are talking upper 80s then as we move into the end of the week and into the weekend, maybe even some lower 90s for you folks over in the Columbia Basin around the Moses Lake area. And we'll talk about all that warm weather coming our way a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. The superintendent of the Chelan School District has paid a $150 fine for using district resources to support a bond measure last spring. And South Lakeshore Road on Lake Chelan was fully reopened today as county crews continue to clear mountains of debris from last week's Slide Ridge landslide. But first we begin tonight. The driver of a small truck was critically injured this morning near Twisp following a collision with a deer. The accident happened around 5:20 on State Route 153, 5 miles southwest of Twisp, when a deer jumped up and crashed through the windshield of the truck. The Washington State Patrol says the doe leaped into the air, went straight through the cab compartment of the pickup, and ended in the back box of the truck. 2 passengers received minor injuries in the freak accident and were transported to Three Rivers Hospital in Brewster, but the truck's driver, 44-year-old Jose Garcia Salguero of Centralia, was critically injured and airlifted to Central Washington Hospital in Wenatchee. His condition at news time was unknown. The superintendent of the Chelan School District has paid a $150 fine for using district resources to support a bond measure last spring. Barry DePauli admitted to the State Public Disclosure Commission that he sent on his school district account 2 emails on April 13th to residents trying to get their support for the $75.5 million bond proposal. The measure ultimately was rejected by voters. In the emails to residents, Jerry Eisenhart and Robert Watson, he included information on the bond proposal and the message, quote, "I remain committed to this project and I have not given up on your vote," unquote. He also urged them to change their positions and support that measure. The use of district resources to support the bond measure violates state law. South Lakeshore Road on Lake Chelan was fully reopened today as county crews continue to clear mountains of debris from last week's Slide Ridge landslide. So far, 175 truckloads of material, or 1,750 cubic yards of rock, mud, wood, and debris have been hauled away, according to the Chelan County Public Works Department. On Monday, Chelan County commissioners declared an emergency in response to the damages caused by last week's rainstorms. That allows the county to hire a contractor to finish cleanup on the road with funding help from the Flood Control District. That declaration included Slide Ridge and Wenatchee's No. 2 Canyon and South Wenatchee Avenue, where a sinkhole did develop. Coming up next, Mission Ridge Ski and Board Resort officials say the planned replacement of Chairlift No. 2 has been postponed until next summer. Kittitas police officer Benito Chavez returned to work Monday, his first day back on the job since being injured in a March shooting. And U.S. Forest Service workers were out last week sprinkling weevils throughout the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest, and we'll tell you why. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Being able to support yourself and your family is an important part of who we are. We all need to know we're able to provide ourselves with a secure future. Some job seekers have a harder time finding work. That's why Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is here, a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to help people find work. When you shop at or donate to Goodwill, you're really being a job creator, and that's a good thing for everyone's future. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old, fresh, and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
Hi everyone, this is Brent Crowder. After 13 years with the Town Auto Group, I have returned home to Town Toyota where it all started. If you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, let me help you find the right one at the right price. Toyota is reliable and trustworthy, and you can count on me to be the same. When it comes to buying your next car, you can't go wrong with Toyota and Crowder. Ask for Brent at Town Toyota or call me now at 888-5000.
Welcome back. In another news, Mission Ridge Ski and Board Resort officials say the planned replacement of chairlift number 2 has been postponed until next summer due to pending approval of the plans by the U.S. Forest Service as well as the State Department of Fish and Wildlife. Earlier this spring, the resort announced the purchase and planned installation of a replacement chairlift for its current chair number 2, nicknamed the Liberator. The replacement chairlift includes upgraded chairs that have more comfortable seats and plexiglass bubble covers that will enhance the ride experience. The new 4-seat lift will be similar but smaller than this 8-seat Ram Charger lift at Montana's Big Sky Resort. Mission Ridge spokesman Tony Hickok says they expect to get final government approval by the end of this summer. In the meantime, Hickok says they will proceed with initial site preparation, including concrete work for the bases of the new lift towers and potential installation of some structural components. In other news, Kittitas police officer Benito Chavez. He returned to work Monday, his first day back on the job since being injured in a March shooting. Still recovering from a bullet wound to his leg, he will be assigned to office duty for now. Chavez told fellow officers he was only alive because of the bravery of Kittitas County Deputy Ryan Thompson, who was killed in that shooting. Both men were shot March 13th by 29-year-old Juan Manuel Flores del Toro after an attempted traffic stop and chase. Del Toro was killed during that gun battle. The incident remains under investigation by the Ellensburg Police Department. U.S. Forest Service workers were out last week sprinkling weevils throughout the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest. The weevils are a natural enemy of the invasive plant Dalmatian toadflax, which is causing numerous problems. The insects were spread in many locations, including areas of the Eniat Valley burned by the Cougar Creek fire and near Lake Chelan between Prince Creek and Moore Point. It is one of several ways the Forest Service is battling invasive plants this year. Others include herbicides, manual removal, and biocontrols like the weevils. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
I told Mr. Nielsen about Simon. He's the best doctor because I like the medicines like he gives me.
He asks like more questions, and that's why I feel like he's more interested in the health. For me, it means a lot. That means he really cares about, about him.
I like you, Simon, and you're my best friend.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
And welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Around 300 goats were brought into the Wenatchee foothills today in an effort to help prevent fires in the area. We're here with more on the goats is NCWLIFE's Kyle Montgomery.
Herds of goats took over the Wenatchee foothills today as a way to help better protect homes and owners against wildfires during the summer season. Over 300 goats were brought in from Ephrata and released in a fenced environment today in the west end of the Broadview neighborhood in an effort to reduce fuel and thin the area of fire hazards. The Sleepy Hollow fire that burned to the edge of Wenatchee in June of 2015 destroyed 28 homes and businesses in the area, and with the Federal Emergency Agency grant, firefighters have begun to get rid of brush and grass that contributed heavily to the fire. Chelan County Fire District 1 Chief Brian Brett tells NCWLIFE how the goats were brought in and plan to contribute to the area.
The goats are about to arrive here at 10:30. It's going to take 2 trips to get them offloaded. They're going to offload up here in the southern end of Maiden Lane and enter this drainage right here. The herders and shepherd cordoned this off with an electric fence in a 1-acre chunk. The goats are going to come in here, and it's going to take approximately 1 day for each acre to be done. Half an acre a day, I guess. 5 acres in total, and we will be supplying water to the goats with a brush truck, and we expect them to be chewing down everything but the cheatgrass at this point in time, right down to the dirt.
Brett added that he expects the program to be very successful and utilized once again if positive results are achieved in the coming month.
Very effective from what we have been told. This is our pilot program for this. We anticipate it being very successful and then utilizing it again in the spring and applying for grant funding again. We would like to treat this area again because it is a high-risk area for us and very difficult to mitigate the fuels in this steep slope with mechanized equipment or manpower.
The plan is for the goats to eat about half to 1 acre a day in areas that people and machines have trouble getting to for up to 10 days in the next month. Brett explained to NCWLIFE the long-term goal of the fire district if the goats prove to be effective in the area.
If this is effective, our long-term goal is to develop a community protection line from this area all across the western perimeter of the city, clear over to Appalachia, and that will take various forms. We'll use goats, we'll use mechanized equipment, we'll use people, and ideally establish some type of fuel reduction and or fire break along this wildland-urban interface line along the western edge of the city.
The goats aren't the only thing being done by the city as a way to better help protect homes in the area, as many Broadview homes have had their roofs replaced with fire-prone rooftops with non-combustible roofs by companies like Alpine Roofing, thanks to the same FEMA grant that brought in the goats. The fire district is also planning to create a defensible space around homes, which is built in urban areas back up to the wildlands and used to better protect homes from nearby fires. With NCWLIFE, I'm Kyle Montgomery.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast, and going back to our feature, not a bad idea to get rid of some of that brush and dry material around your yards. It is very, very dry right now. Not much rain in sight. Maybe a little bit tonight, what we'll get to, but I'll tell you what, we are in for a warm stretch of weather. Take a look outside our weather window now, and I'll head up to Lake Chelan. Beautiful view up there. We did see some high and mid-level clouds today. We're seeing high pressure off the coast and low pressure also riding up on the the lee side of that area of high pressure, and that's bringing us the cloudiness and maybe some showers tonight. Temperatures, though, today did warm up compared to yesterday. Highs yesterday were 79 degrees. We got up to 83 unofficially today, but that is a little bit below where we should be for this time of year. Our normal now is 86 degrees, right on the money as far as low temperatures go at 60 degrees as we started our Tuesday morning. Record and highs and lows going all the way back to 1970s. 75, it was 105 degrees, our record high. Record low was in 1972 at 47 degrees. No new precipitation the past 24 hours, still staying at 4.18 inches for the year. Sunrise this morning, 5:14, and the sun will set tonight just before 9 o'clock at 8:58. Now let's take a look at your surface loop beginning with tonight. We'll take you right through the rest of the weekend into the weekend. Mostly cloudy tonight. Here's that area of low pressure we talked about swirling off the Pacific coast. Lots of high pressure right around the Four Corners area of the desert southwest, and these two features will be kind of fighting it out over the next 24 hours, but there will be just enough cloudiness to bring us that chance for showers that may linger into our Wednesday as well, with mostly cloudy skies and just a slight chance for showers as most of the activity goes into British Columbia. We'll still see some clouds associated with that, but as we move into Thursday, that's where things really get benign and just frankly kind of boring weather-wise. We're going to see pretty much the same weather right into the end of the week. Friday and Saturday, though, we could really see a warm-up with temperatures in the 80s and possibly 90s as we see some scorching temperatures all over the western United States, and that will translate into our weekend as well as we get into Saturday. Even 100-degree spotty temperatures all over the west, even through Montana, upper 80s into 90s, and that's what we will see right here in Washington as well, with just more beautiful weather. Clear skies for Sunday, slightly cooler though. We're not talking a whole big cool down, just a few degrees as we move into the end of the weekend. Mostly sunny. We'll see lots of sunshine on Monday too as we get into our next work week. The difference is, as you noticed, more clouds in the Pacific, and that may cool us down as we move into the rest of the next work week. But boy, I'll tell you what, it's going to be dry and it's going to be fairly warm the next 6 to 7 days. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune 7-day forecast. Tonight will drop down to a very mild 64 degrees, 82 for your Wednesday, and then a slow warm up beginning on Thursday, 85 then, up to 88 for both Friday and Saturday. We may touch 90 degrees one of those 2 days. You folks in Moses Lake, you definitely have a chance for 90 degrees then. And then we'll cool back, as I mentioned, just a little bit for Sunday and Monday. Mostly sunny both days with highs then at 85 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Only one dealership in Wenatchee has Motor Trend's SUV of the Year and Truck of the Year. That's right, Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram has the all-new Jeep Wrangler and the all-new Ram 1500 pickup. Or get the best of both worlds in the new Jeep Gladiator. Visit Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram today for more information on these award winners and see why there's no reason to leave town to buy your next vehicle.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Where will you be a year from now? You could be working as a medical assistant. The Charter College Medical Assistant Certificate Program gets you work ready in 10 months. Add 5 more months to earn an associate degree. We prepare you with hands-on training and support you after graduation with job search help and interview skills. Institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, Charter has been training healthcare professionals for more than 30 years. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Are you watching me? If you're watching me and you are a business owner in North Central Washington, your potential customers could be seeing your TV commercial right now. With Solion Broadcasting, TV advertising is effective and affordable. Place your ads on the network best suited to your potential customers, or get top-of-mind awareness with 16 cable networks, including NCWLIFE, your local TV channel. Give Solion Broadcasting a call at 888-2020 today to see how easy and affordable it is to advertise on TV.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Tuesday to you. It seems impossible to believe that there's not something going on with the Major League Baseball this season. In last night's T-Mobile Home Run Derby, Toronto rookie Vladimir Guerrero hit 91 home runs. That's 30 more than the record set by Giancarlo Stanton in 2016. And Guerrero didn't win. New York Mets rookie Pete Alonso topped Guerrero in the final 23-22. Alonso took home $1 million for winning the Derby, and he pledged that he would donate 5% of his winnings to the Wounded Warrior Project and another 5% to the Tunnel of Towers Foundation if he emerged victorious. Everyone will be talking today about the second round between Guerrero Jr. and the Dodgers' Jock Peterson. Both hit 29 long balls to force a 1-minute swing-off. Each hitter belted 8 homers during the extra session, forcing a 3-swing tiebreaker. That ended in a tie, too, but Guerrero hit 2 homers during the second 3-swing playoff, finally outlasting Peterson 40 home runs to 39. All told, the 8 contestants in last night's T-Mobile Home Run Derby hit 312 home runs. The previous record, 221 set last year. Now, enter the comments of American League starting pitcher for tonight's All-Star game, Justin Verlander. In an interview with ESPN's Jeff Passan, Verlander accused Major League Baseball of purposefully changing the ball to produce more home runs. He said, quote, "It's a bleeping joke. Major League Baseball's turning this game into a joke. They own Rawlings, and you've got Major League Baseball Commissioner Manfred up there saying it might be the way they center the pill. They own the bleeping company. If another $40 billion company bought out a $400 million company and the product changed dramatically, it's not a guess as to what happened. We all know what happened. Manfred, the first time he came in, what did he say? He said, we want more offense. All of a sudden, he comes in, the balls are juiced. It's not coincidence. We're not idiots." End quote from Justin Verlander. Researchers have said the 2019 Major League Baseball has fewer seams and a more centered pill, which has reduced drag on the ball. Less drag means more velocity, more home runs. By the numbers, Major League hitters have hit 3,691 home runs so far this season. That's on a pace to hit 6,668, which would obliterate the previous record of 6,105 set in 2017. Whether more home runs or more baseball offense is better for baseball, it'll be told in the coming years. But for the game steeped in history, with its heroes measured by the numbers, there's no doubt 2019 will be remembered as the year of the home run. Well, the Midsummer Classic is tonight on Fox and is underway right now. West Coast League's Moss Adams Player of the Week and Pitcher of the Week, as announced by the league commissioner Rob Nyer, are Cal Poly San Luis Obispo infielder Brooke Lee of the Corvallis Knights and Incarnate Word pitcher Aaron Celestino of the Victoria Harbor Cats. Lee on fire last week at the plate for the Knights. In 6 games, he went 12 for 23 with 11 RBIs. He's ranked by MajorLeagueBaseball.com as the number 37 overall prospect going into this year's Major League Baseball draft. Despite being selected by the San Francisco Giants, the incoming freshman will head to college and play for his dad at Cal Poly. His dad, Larry Lee, is going into his 18th season as the head coach of the Mustangs. Celestino was masterful over 2 outings for the Harbor Cats this past week. The junior-to-be tossed 10 scoreless innings, allowing just 1 run on 6 hits while striking out 14 batters. It is the 3rd straight week that the Victoria standout has been named either the Moss Adams Player of the Week or the Pitcher of the Week. How about that? Well, the Wenatchee Apple Sox start the second half of the West Coast League season tonight at home against the Bend Elks. This 3-game series completes a home-and-home run between the 2 games. They played 3. Let me get that straight. They got 3 games last weekend in Bend. After falling on Friday in the opener 11-1, Wenatchee bounced back to take 8-4 and 4-2 victories. Voice of the Apple Sox, Joel Norman, was a guest with Dan this morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Talked about a few players who've impressed him so far this season.
I've been really impressed with several guys. I always tell everyone Cole McKenzie. He's as consistent of a player as we've had over the last couple of years, because summer ball can be a lot of change throughout the year, but it feels like it's a given that one way or another McKenzie, who's an incoming senior at Purdue and plays center field and hits third just about every night for us, he is probably going to get on base at least twice, one with an opposite field single and then probably a walk. He is, at this point, to me, at least a shoo-in for the All-Star game. And
I think he's 4th or 5th in the league in batting, too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's right up there in the top 10. He's been there all year, right there in on-base percentage. He's probably, our team starts and ends right there. He is one of our best players, and he sets the table for a lot of the guys. There's several others who I've really enjoyed watching. Blake Klassen, he's an incoming freshman at Arizona. Our coaching staff, it feels like every day they're saying they're just impressed with his maturity and how quickly he's able to understand and read signs. And they just love watching him continue to develop as a ball player.
Tonight is the first Apple Sox bobblehead giveaway. You can get this little guy right here, as you can see on the screen. First 400 fans receiving the Coyote bobblehead. First pitch tonight at 6:35. Few games in the league last night as we check the Les Schwab scoreboard from the West Coast League. There you have it. Johnny Weaver's 3-run home run in the 7th inning was the difference as Ridgefield came from behind to beat Victoria 4-3 at Royal Athletic Park. Michael Jorg also 3 for 4 at the plate for the Raptors. Matthew Henkel and 2 relievers combined on a 4-hitter as Bellingham stopped Walla Walla 4-1. Christian DeCochet led the Bells offensively, going 2 for 4 with driving in 3 runs. Trace Tomorrow's 2-run double highlighted a 4-run first inning as Corvallis won its 16th straight, downing Port Angeles 7-4. That's sports. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. And finally tonight, if you happened to look toward the northeast sky yesterday afternoon, you probably noticed the huge cumulonimbus thundercloud overhead. Here's what that large thunderstorm produced as Candy Jones captured video out her front room window in Waterville as that storm came through. Pretty incredible. Heavy rain and up to golf ball size hail pummeled the city around 2 o'clock Sunday. We heard of some damage to nearby wheat fields because of that hail, but according to a spokesperson with Highline Grain Growers, it was limited in scope to a few small areas. And just a reminder, if you have a video of the day you'd like to see right here on the NCWLIFE Evening News, message us on our Facebook page at the NCWLIFE channel. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCWLIFE channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
NCWLIFE channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and other stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And the Arbiter of Stoke. NCWLIFE channel is your local TV station.
I am Dan Coots. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We got news, we got sports, we got weather, we got obscure holiday, today in history, birthdays. Those actresses from the 70s that I had a huge crush on: Lindsay Wagner, Jane Russell, Meryl Streep, Barbara Bush. Wanted to wish her a happy birthday. It gave me an excuse to throw her picture up on my show. Exclusive distributors of Life Water, now available in the shatterproof plastic bottle.
Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, mornings at 7 o'clock on the NCWLIFE channel.
I'm Jim Corcoran.
And I'm Ken Osborne.
And you're watching the NCWLIFE channel.